Hello, and welcome to this demonstration of the Unity client for Brunelleschi Age of Architects. Brunelleschi Age of Architects is a grand strategy game with MMO RPG elements, and it's available free to play in web game format at brungame.com. In previous demonstrations of the Brunelleschi Unity client, we've shown that it is possible uh, currently in the pre-alpha client, to build buildings here directly from the plots. So we're just going to throw a few buildings onto some of the easily accessible plots here. Got a fishing outpost and a cottage, and we'll just add a farm there. But then we're going to walk over to the main building of the Fields District, which is the Granary. This will be the seat of government for all starting settlements, and eventually the seat of power for the Minister of Agriculture. Right now we've got some placeholder assets, but eventually representative images will be used inside the granary to show just the kind of resources and amount of resources that have been collected. Additionally, as the granaries are upgraded, their interior and exteriors will be upgraded and decorated to reflect those upgrades. Real quick, we're just going to walk over to the management desk here, which the sovereign or minister of agriculture could use to plan buildings. That's currently the only feature that we've made available, but eventually we're going to have all of the same information here as we would in the web client. That would include population, employment, scenarios, garrisons, taxation, really just anything that you'd currently find at brungame.com will be found also through the Unity client. We're trying to provide as many ways for players to experience and visualize their settlements as possible. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a few buildings here to demonstrate how the construction aspect works. They're currently not connected to the game's mechanics or logic, but we do plan to have those connections made in the next couple of months. And we are looking forward to being able to release a playable version of the Brunelleschi Unity client here in just a few months, probably 3 at most. The game itself is in open beta at brungame.com and is currently at version 0.2.3. It's eventually going to be made entirely free to the public as free open source software. This will occur 3 years after the original release of the software. So version 0.2 would become publicly available and entirely free for people to set up their own versions of the game on January 11th of 2017. Now that we've got this district fully represented, fully constructed rather, we're just going to go back into first-person view and then step outside of the granary. Stepping outside of the granary, we can see that the buildings we've constructed in that management interface are also visible here. This is the game has a lot of MMORPG elements, so we will be creating internal views, just interiors, for all of the 195 building types within the game, as well as exteriors that advance in development as the buildings are upgraded in level. There you can see a level 5 house, which is a little bit more developed than level 1 house, or the relatively simple level 1 latifundia. We are making daily progress on the game. The web client is updated every day. The Unity client is updated approximately once a week, and we try to release videos on a regular basis showing the pre-alpha progress of the Unity client as we make our way towards releasing one that existing players can use to visualize their existing settlements. So we've just popped over here to the residential district. This, as our existing players would be able to tell you, is an essential district to the game as it provides inexpensive housing for peers. And we're just going to step inside the main building and the seat of power for the housing inspector. That would be the minister of the residential district. This is just a rudimentary level 1 community center with some benches for people to sit on and converse. As we establish the game further and get netcode in for the Unity client, you will be able to interact with other players in your settlement who happen to be in this district and inside this building. we're just going to walk over to the Housing Inspector or Sovereign's desk here, which can be used in a similar fashion to the Granary desk to plan out some buildings, and we'll eventually have all of the same options that we described for the other desk management interface. As you can see, the exclusive and linked buildings here are different. Previously, we were dealing with latifundia fields because we were in latifundia and farms because we were in the fields. In this case, we're dealing with houses and villas. Houses, villas, and cottages are the easiest to construct of the residential buildings, but certainly not the only ones available. We do have, like I say, 195 building types, and so no two districts or settlements really ever need to be built exactly the same way. We've tried to provide as much opportunity for creativity as possible to our players, and we really encourage them to express themselves using the palette that we've created. Like I say, the game is free to play, and we are establishing the mechanics right now, so any suggestions made by players are taken very seriously, and we do hope to see you there. The game will continue to be developed for the next 15 months. At the end of 15 months, we expect to be able to release it at version 1.0, but any settlements that are created now will not be erased, so if you get started now, you will be able to learn the game mechanics and get a little bit of a head start. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. We're just going to walk outside real quick and take a look at the construction. And we can see that just like in the Fields District, all of the buildings we've constructed are represented here in the three-dimensional Unity client. Thanks again for watching, and if you'd like to see more videos about the functionality of the game, including a 40-minute long description of some of the basic features of the game, please visit YouTube and search for Brunelleschi and just check out our channel there. Thanks again for watching.